Hello everybody, I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of Wolfkeen Talks. Now today on Wolfkeen Talks, I wanted to talk about a certain other subject. Multiplayer. A lot of people, well, a few people have asked me my opinion about multiplayer, and I've had some mixed opinions about multiplayer ranging from different games like the Call of Duty franchise to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And I have some honest things I need to say about multiplayer in general. So, it's not going to be a rant, but I'm basically going to be talking about my thoughts on multiplayer. So, what do I think about multiplayer in general? Well, as you all know, the idea of multiplayer is for either competitive or cooperative play on multiplayer. Like, say, 6-on-6 team deathmatch against different teams, or going, teaming up with your friends to accomplish a certain goal, like in games like, Dead Rising 2, Dead Island, Gauntlet Dark Legacy, games like that. I'm a huge fan of co-op games, and I love playing co-op with my friends. Some of my favorite co-op games were actually the Army of Two series, and this may come as a shocker, but Resident Evil 5 was also a good co-op game. I know, a lot of people are like, oh, Resident Evil 5 is not that good! To be honest, Resident Evil 5 isn't that great. I can openly admit that. But its co-op is fun. Like, I've always had fun playing with my friends in that game because of the different strategies we can incorporate. Because in Resident Evil 5, I like to play as a far-range sniper, while I have some of my friends play as a close-range fighter. But that's beside the point. But this is what I like about co-op and multiplayer. You can incorporate different strategies to go along with the team, which is good about multiplayer. You always want to strategize with the team and come up with different solutions to different ideas. Which is why I love co-op and multiplayer in that aspect. But then you have the dark side of multiplayer. The people who cheat to win, abuse the game, and otherwise. I know what a lot of people are saying, oh, that's how the game is. That's why they left it in the game, so we could do it. I don't think that's true. Let me give a fundamental fact that I know about gaming and in real life. If you give a person too much freedom or power, they will abuse it. And you know that as well as I do. In multiplayer games, if you give someone too much power, they're going to abuse it. I think a prime example of this is the one being Battlefield 3. I kind of laugh at the fact that someone could be doing really well in Battlefield 3, actually help the team out capture the objectives, but still have half the amount of points than a sniper who got like 4 lucky headshots in a row, and from 900 meters. So like one headshot, he gets 100 points, he gets the marksman bonus, he has like 1,000 points in that one kill, and it's bullcrap if you ask my honest opinion. How someone could play Battlefield 3, a sniper, and get like 1,000 points per kill because of that marksman bonus. It kind of makes you wonder, like, is there even a point to making points? Because the sniper is always going to make more than you, unless, of course, you do crazy. Like, you get massive amount of kills, massive amount of vehicle kills, massive amount of vehicle destroys, a massive amount of revives, massive amount of resupplies, massive amount of... It goes on. It goes on. And yet, even with all that, you would still pale in comparison to the amount of points a sniper would get, which is bullcrap. Showing that the snipers have a lot of power, and so they abuse it. Another game that I feel like multiplayer has too much power is the Assassin's Creed multiplayer. I was a big supporter of the Assassin's Creed multiplayer back in Brotherhood, back when it first started. Back then, it felt fair and nothing felt out of balance. But then we got to Revelations and Assassin's Creed 3. Revelations did change up a little bit, but it didn't give that much power. Okay, I'm lying. It did give a lot of power, which was the fact that a lot of people would abuse it. People would be finding targets, throwing knives at them, throwing smokes, climbing up, and then going for a dive bomb kill, getting like 1,100 points in less than a time span of 5 seconds. It's kind of crazy how someone could be doing all this, get the points, and still be okay. Isn't the point of the Assassin's Creed multiplayer to take out your target without being spotted, like in the most inconspicuous way possible? So isn't throwing a knife, dropping a bomb, climbing up, and then dropping down on them, that's subtle? Really? I mean, honestly, that's one of my problems with multiplayer in general. Some multiplayer games give too much power to the player, and of course, the player abuses it, which causes a problem with many people when they come to play games. Like, people don't want to play multiplayer because of that. What do I think of multiplayer? I don't hate it, but at the same time, I'm not this huge supporter of it like in the Call of Duty franchise. People who will defend against angry wasps to defend Call of Duty. I mean, seriously, at this point, Call of Duty multiplayer is a religion. Basically, like, it's a religion, Call of Duty! Everybody needs to be playing Call of Duty! Everybody needs to be doing quick scopes! Everybody needs to be doing 360 throwing knives and all that. No. I don't see this full tirade when it comes to Call of Duty. Call of Duty is pretty much the same game every year. So I don't understand how it's multiplayer. I've explained this already. Call of Duty has one of the worst fan bases in the world. And I think people can agree with me on that one. I said one of. Some of the worst are the Sonic franchise and other franchises like that, but that's another rant for another day. So, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts of online multiplayer and co-op? In my honest opinion, I don't hate multiplayer. I freaking love co-op. And multiplayer in some games is actually pretty good, like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I love playing competitive multiplayer in that, because it feels like I'm on the same skill level as some of these players. So I actually like online multiplayer in some games. Not in all games, but in some games I'm a huge supporter of online multiplayer. And the thing is, I think more multiplayer games need to have dedicated servers, because that will prevent lag issues and stuff like that. So I think if they start using more dedicated servers like Battlefield 3 does, I'm pretty sure multiplayer would improve. Hell, even even Call of Duty's multiplayer would improve. Alright, so I went on my whole tirade about all of this. So what else is there to talk about? Well, I know I've been talking about that I would be doing a couple of reviews. 2 reviews I still haven't done. Resident Evil 6 and Medal of Honor Warfighter. Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest. I decided I'm not going to review Resident Evil 6. The reason why I'm deciding not to review Resident Evil 6 is because no matter what I say, I'm going to receive some backlash. There's this group of people that highly support Resident Evil 6, like, will defend it, and then there's this group of people that freaking hate Resident Evil 6. And I can't see myself on either side of the fence, because Resident Evil 6, while it's not a great Resident Evil game, it has its positives, but the negatives totally outweigh the positives in multiple ways. The game, yes, has high production values. The story, a little convoluted if you ask me. The gameplay, very fluid and it works. But the problem with the game is that it's supposedly supposed to be the final one, and most of the moments in the game are bullcrap, especially some of the final bosses. Some of the final bosses in each storyline make no sense, which is why I hate it. And I gotta be honest, am I really gonna play the game twice? Because here's my problem. When you beat the game once as one character and then you play it again as another character, you don't keep all your weapons. So say I got every weapon with Leon and then I wanted to play again as Helena, I don't have every weapon. I have to go through all the chapters and unlock all the weapons again. Why? In Resident Evil 5, if I have all the weapons, I have all the bloody weapons. I can if, like, say, oh, I just finished Chapter 5, or I want to join my friend in Chapter 3, I can easily take my weapons and give it to myself, since I'll be playing as Sheva, probably. Why couldn't they just do that with Resident Evil 6? And another thing, the co-op for Resident Evil 6 is balls. The fact that you share ammo and you share weapons. Why can't you make it like the online co-op, where, like, everyone can get everything? Like, if there's ammo, both of y'all can get it. If there's a gun, both of y'all can get it. Not like, oh, you have to choose who gets what. Really? But this is why I'm not going to review Resident Evil 6. No matter what I say, I'm going to receive backlash. But I am going to say Resident Evil 6 is not one of my favorite games of last year. It was a huge disappointment considering other games like, you know, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I hoped it was good, but it wasn't. Resident Evil Revelations was a great game, which is why I was hoping Resident Evil 6 would be a good game. And in turn, it wasn't. So, I'm not going to review Resident Evil 6, but I will give my honest opinion. I don't think it's worth it unless you're a Resident Evil fan. And even then, that's stretching it. So if you're a Resident Evil fan, go ahead and pick up 6. But if you're not a big fan of Resident Evil or anything like that, this is not the best place to start. I would recommend just picking up the earlier copies. Anyways, remember when I was doing Questioning a Wolf? Well, I decided, you know what, let's go back to just answering questions during these. So if you have a question you wish to ask me, just leave a comment below, and in the next Wolfkeen Talks, I will answer it. So I'm going to go to my computer real quick and read a question that someone asked me during Questioning a Wolf. Alright, here it is. This question comes from OK Battlescape. And he asked me, what do you do other than YouTube/games? What's your hobby/job? To be honest, doing videos is my hobby because I don't really have a job per se. I really can't get into that kind of information, but I could definitely say I am unemployed. I used to read a lot of books when I was maybe in my high school days. I haven't read a book in 3 years because I haven't found anything that interests me. Recently, I started reading the Rainbow Six, the Tom Clancy books. I'm a huge fan of Tom Clancy when it comes to games and, well, books. So I'm a huge fan of Tom Clancy, and I was reading one of the Tom Clancy books, and I did get gravitated towards it, but I didn't buy it, unfortunately. I don't know what I was thinking not buying it, but whatever. When I was younger, I used to write books as well. I actually written a fantasy story known as The Legend of Shoei Fong. I actually have it finished. I just never, proofread it and everything and actually published it. Maybe one day I will finish the book and I will actually publish it, or maybe I'll talk about it in a later date. Leave a comment below if you would like me to talk about my book in detail. But let me just say it's a fantasy story based on a character named Shoei Fong. And if you make any jokes, I will hurt you. So, thanks again, OK Battlescape. Thank you for that question. And that's pretty much all the questions I need to answer. I have a few plans for Let's Plays coming up soon. As a matter of fact, my other friend, my friend John, he actually asked me, my other friend John, also known as Headshot You Tight, actually asked me recently if he would like to do a Let's Play, like if I would want to do a Let's Play with him, but right now that's still up in the air, and I have another possible Let's Play I may be doing, but that's also up in the air. So nothing concrete yet, guys, but let's just say I have a couple of other plans available, but they're not solid yet. So expect Demon Souls Let's Play this Friday. I will be recording either tonight or tomorrow. And, yeah. That's all I really need to say. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I will be recording some Demon Souls Let's Play either tonight or tomorrow. And, I will keep doing these Wolfkeen Talks every Wednesday. So, until next time, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. This has been another edition of Wolfkeen Talks. Until that next time, take care. I need a haircut.